Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. First of all, a bit of an apology for lack of content. Unfortunately, for those who don't know, I'm actually going through the process of just about to have back surgery in about a week and a half. So I've been laying off. I'm allowed to lift 5 kilos and walk like 100 meters at the moment. It's not ideal, but anyway, I've been slowly chipping away with this car so I don't go physically insane. But I have another videos for you guys. So anyway, here's a big update for you guys. So as you can see, I've made a bit more work into the firewall. I've paint stripped it. It had like 5 coats, different colours of paint. It was disgusting. The white stuff that's still left is basic, the factory paint and primer. I've gone back to basic bare metal up here. This corner still needs redoing, and the same on the door. You nearly count the layers, it's disgusting. Got to straighten that door out. Not quite sure how that's going to go, but yeah, straight Sierra doors are pretty hard to come across. Anyways, moving on to the Dasherus. So, obviously the SJ80 dash in this car. It's my pick of the Sierra dashes. And the dash was all white and it looked horrible. They do that over time, the sun fades them and all that kind of stuff. So basically, I used this stuff, not a paid production, just saying. And it came up amazing. It looks wet, like it's that shining. Also, factory clock is now gone, and in its place, if you can see, that on the left is a temp gauge, which the sender is just here. That'll go in the water. Obviously, the right is voltage, and if anyone's wondering why it's cloudy, long story short, tried to paint the edges of it so you couldn't see the top. The paint ran in between the glass panels, and I had to clean out with thinners. Now it's just tinted. And that's how it is, because I stuffed it up, I'll be honest. And over here, this is my stereo. So, I don't know, can't remember if I've mentioned or not in the car. I don't want to run a conventional stereo. No one uses them these days. That's just a generic amplifier, putting a volume knob somewhere in the dash, and to a Bluetooth to it. So you get in, plug your car in, plug your phone in to a hole that'll be, I guess up over here somewhere, yeah, here-ish. Plug the charger in, hook the Bluetooth up, done. No need for a stereo. And I was considering similar to what I've done here, which is a bit of redneck heat waterproofing. So hot snot glue gets the job done. This all clears back in the dash just kind of thing. Needs a little bit of trimming on a few spots, but yeah, anyway, we unplugged that. Yeah, so that version of waterproofing does work, so you can hose out inside of the car and all that kind of stuff, because it's one of the benefits of a Suzuki. Anyway, we're moving on. So the car is no longer a car. Basically, I've had a few friends come over and help me. We've removed obviously the whole body. These are completely different diffs as well, etc. So I'll start front to back and give you guys a bit of a rundown. What's going on and where I'm up to currently. Alright. So obviously we no longer have leaf springs. The setup as it is now, that's a rear chimney radius arm on mounts I made. All the mounts I've made, all the bracketry, except for the coil hats. So the top coil hat chimney, bottom Vitara maybe? Not sure, something similar. The panard is XL7, but it is quite short, a lot shorter than what an XL7 is. It's actually meant to be that way because of geometry, etc. And as you see in these corners here, clearance is pretty shove tight, but we clear all around, and that gave me a nice high panard. It will flex basically on this side till this is on your chassis, which is more bump than you're ever going to need. Similar on the other side. The panard obviously is not straight. It was a nightmare. It took me a day to get that to work as it is. And that's as it is. You can see now we no longer have power steering. I've been a bit of always had a thought, the Vitara is the wrong ratio. It's too low for a Sierra. So when you're driving, I've always thought, could be my feelings, don't care. They just don't quite feel right. It makes it feel floatier than it is. So I've actually gone back, that's just the one off my other Sierra Richie, and we'll see how it works. If I need power steering, I need power steering. But we'll see. It has 6 degrees of caster at ride height, so it should be about right. Front body mounts, as you can see, they've been replaced. And if I pop over here, I can show you why. So the idea of having your sliders built into your body works awesome until you hit things. That's what my body mount looked like. That was what was actually left. You can see the focus. There we go. Look at that. That's all that was holding that body mount on. And I haven't actually repaired the back ones. And like, that one's broken. Same deal on the other side. Crazy hard on cars. So the idea of the sliders, 100mm RHS box sliders, works awesome. But you just got to keep in mind maybe some extra mounts. Unsure, but obviously that broke. These are wide track Sierra mounts. They're actually a different design now. Made it a lot of fun to put them on the right spot, trust me. But anyway, that's all done. All right, moving up the back here, we have Discovery radius arms on both sides. Obviously. So for the mount, might be a bit easier to show you where they are over the side here. You can see a bit of tube coming out into the chassis there. That's notched up into the chassis. Both sides, welded round. Obviously it still needs welding, cleaning up, all that kind of stuff. It's mock-up stage at the back here with my airline off. Anyway, and they have Vitara core hats, which tied in really nicely to what was the factory cross member there for the shock absorbers. So obviously I'll just nip the mounts off. And I'm hoping to be able to get a panard in there-ish. I've measured it up, it does fit. And the arm brackets are just 5mm plate, plasma cut for it. Obviously this is back to a standard wide track diff. For the application of the car, it's more than strong enough for its use. It is still going to be a relatively standard car, and that's a short wheelbase Vitara fuel tank. Means if I want to go EFI in the future, it's an easy swap. Alright, and a couple of last things just to show you guys. These are my wheels and tyres for the car. 2 sets obviously, not running 33s front and 30s in the back, but these are dailies. So they're my rims that I did have. When these rims come from the factory, they actually have fake bolts, which look disgusting. Anyway, so they've come out. I've given them a good clean, etch primered, sprayed them black. They're actually dirty more than they're marked. And stainless steel bolts off eBay. Good old eBay, like 30 bucks delivered for like 100 bolts and nylocks and stuff. And I think they just look 100 times better than what else. Whether they'll suit the car or not, we'll see. And my 33s are now on a set of Jimny mags, and I think they look awesome because the Jimny mags are quite a narrow. They're 5.5, the same as a Sierra wheel, I think. So you've got quite a narrow rim with 33.9, which makes it tall as. So I'm really happy with those. I think that'll give it a good difference. The car has been built with clearance realistically to run 33s, but with the idea that 30s are going to fit easy, and it's going to go everywhere I want to go. Probably once it gets around to be twin airlocked on 30s anyway. So, yeah, it's a bit of an update where the car is. Hopefully, will see me out of surgery in the next few weeks and back on my feet. Hopefully, because this car does actually have to be done for a mate's wedding. So, you know, just a little bit. And the last thing I want to show you, these are my old discs out of the car as they kind of got laid. I'm kind of indecisive whether I'm going to sell these as a package for someone wanting to build a ready-to-build crawler, I guess. But unsure at the moment. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Have a good one.